that up. Okay.
I'm Crystal Bowersox, and you're listening to the Jimmy Deal Show on Hamilton Radio.
Hello, everybody. I'm Doc G from Hamilton Radio. You're also listening to us on Smoke and Bacon Radio as well, and Facebook. So come in and check us out. We have today's guest is actually a rock and roll guitarist, Nikki Stringfield. Welcome to the Jimmy Deal Show.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, welcome, Nikki. How you doing? How's everything?
It's going awesome. I had a show last night, an acoustic show. So we stayed out a little late, but I'm doing good. I'm happy to be being busy, just doing music. So I cannot complain.
So awesome. Nobody plays a guitar like you, Nikki.
Oh, I don't know about that. Thank you.
So you grew up on rock and roll, right? Tell us about how you first got interested in rock and roll and guitar. Tell us how that all started for you.
Absolutely. I had great parents with great taste in music. My dad was in a band as well. So I just grew up listening to him playing rock music. They listen to AC/DC, of course, Iron Maiden, all the great music. So I grew up surrounded by it. And I guess my dad got my first guitar for me when I was around 14. Mm-hmm. And I had it for a while before I decided to finally pick it up because, I was born in 90, so I grew up listening to Backstreet Boys as well. I heard Nirvana one day and I just decided, okay, I want to pick up this guitar. I'm ready. And I grabbed a tab book and I sat down and I taught myself how to play, just playing all these Nirvana songs. And then I kind of went from there and I was obsessed with it. And it just totally consumed my life after that. And I would go to so many concerts. My mom would take me to shows and I'd always see my favorite bands up there. And I would just think, I can do that. I want to be up there, one day. And so I'm so thankful that now I am up there. So
nice.
It's true.
Right. You grew up in Texas, right? And you moved to Los Angeles. Tell us about how you made that transition from Texas to Los Angeles.
It was really a crazy one because I'm from a small town called Red Oak, out about 30, 45 minutes south of Dallas. And I would have to go into Dallas to see live music. There was just really never anything going on in my hometown. Like the thing to do was to go to like Walmart to hang out or go to the Whataburger down the street because that was the only thing open at night. So I didn't really have anybody to jam with there. Like I was in all the honors classes. So I was kind of like the goth nerd, but in all the, all these honors classes, but I just didn't have anybody to play with. So I decided I was going to go to college in Austin and go to UT because that's supposedly the live music capital of the world. And I still didn't really meet anybody to play with there because it's not a whole lot of rock and metal. It's a lot more kind of bluesgrass and kind of everything else.
Right.
And then I learned that not many bands go to Austin to play either. So I was just traveling to all the different cities to go see all my favorite bands still. So I got really lucky. I was majoring in radio, TV, and film and minoring in business because I figured that was the closest thing I could do to get to Los Angeles. And they had an internship to where if you got picked, I think they picked maybe 20 people, that you would get to go intern in Los Angeles for your last semester of college. And I mean, my grades were fine, but I was like, they're not going to pick me. But everybody was pretty much there for film. And I was one of the only people for music. And so I think my essay was really, because I was just like, I'm so passionate. I feel like this is my chance to get out there and really learn the music industry. And they picked me. So that's how I got my start. I moved out to Los Angeles. I didn't know a single person. It was me and about 20 other people from my school, which I didn't really know any of them as well. And there was a music industry class and my professor, he got me into NAMM, which is the big music thing here. It's a bunch of vendors and everybody goes there. And that's how I got my start. I got with my guitar company, Schecter. I told them I would love to meet them. And they sent me home with a couple of guitars to choose from and they gave me a job. And that's how I kind of met everybody. It was a crazy whirlwind experience. It changed my life.
Wow. You also minored in business. Did you want to be in business as a backup to rock and roll?
Yeah, I told my dad, I was like, I'll have my degree. so I can fall back on that, because what are the odds that I can actually make it doing music? And so I did the whole college thing. I have the degree to fall back on, and plus I do enjoy the business side of everything and the marketing and all of that. So
very cool. And then you hooked up with a lot of bands once you moved to LA, right? Tell us about some of the bands you hooked up with.
Yeah, through going to NAMM, I met, like I said, all of my Schecter people, and I also through them, I met this band that I joined called Before the Morning. It was an original band that was just kind of getting started, and then it was very heavy melodic metal, and I was the only girl in that band, and I never ever thought, I'm a total tomboy. I never in my life thought I'd end up in an all-female band. Turns out it's awesome, and just maybe even less drama than the band with all guys. Funny enough, I just thought it would be just all drama. It's so much fun. But through my original band, I met the girls and the Maidens, and I started filling in for them at the same time. I think my first ever live show was at this little place on the Sunset Strip called On the Rocks above the Roxy, with a bunch of like musicians, and it was on my 22nd birthday.
Wow.
And then I think a week later, I played my first show with the Iron Maidens. So it was I was finishing my last semester of college. I was learning like 15 Iron Maiden songs. I was learning my band's whole new set. I was working at Schecter, and I was interning at Warner Brothers Music. Talk about the craziest time, but man, I got through it, and it was so fun. Like I met so many people during that time. Most people I'm still good friends with today. So
awesome. Doc G, you have anything for Nikki?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you your thing you were with the Femme Fatale. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How that worked out?
Yeah. So I think Lorraine Lewis, it used to be just Lorraine and I believe her brother and a bunch of guys. And then she decided to kind of bring it back and have it be all female. So she brought in Nita and Courtney, who were both playing in the Maidens too. Anita, I think Nita was still playing with the Maidens at the time, because there was a big rotating guitar position in the Maidens. It was me and Nita Strauss and Neely Brosh. Talk about the good confusing in names. It's like Nita, Neely, Nicki. And
yeah, that's crazy.
We were all playing, the Dave Murray part, because we all had original stuff, and it just made it easy to be able to throw people in, and we all knew different songs. So then once Nita stepped away from Femme Fatale or couldn't do a show, they decided to pull me into that one as well. And that was a really fun band to play with too. The songs were just fun. The girls, like Athena, Tommy Lee's sister, is the drummer, and so she's a big goofball, and just all the girls in that band are so fun. And unfortunately, Lorraine is now fronting Vixen, and so she's kind of put Femme Fatale on the back burner. So I don't know if she'll maybe bring it back one day or not, but right now she's totally focusing on Vixen.
One question: did you ever meet like Lita Ford? Because you remind me of a young Lita Ford.
Oh my God! Funny enough, my fiance plays guitar for Lita Ford.
Oh, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, we're friends with Lita. We know Lita, and of course Sherry Curry and all the people that work with her and stuff. Awesome people.
So funny. Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, I've seen them a ton of times. Yeah,
that's so cool.
So fun to watch, and yeah, it's incredible. But thank you. That's awesome. She's incredible. We actually just played we played an acoustic version of Close My Eyes Forever last night. So
nice. Yeah. Nice.
So did you ever meet any of the people from Iron Maiden, any of the band members?
I haven't, unfortunately. I take it back. We actually in London, I think the last time we were there, we actually played a couple of songs with Paul Di'Anno, the original singer. Mm-hmm. We did, what songs did we do? We did, oh my gosh. I think we did Iron Maiden, and then we did, was it Wrathchild? I think it was that one. It's been a while, but that was amazing to hear his voice. You're like, oh my God, incredible. He's standing right here, or not standing, but he's there just singing, and his voice was still so great. and Michael Kinney, who actually is Maiden's keyboard player.
Right.
We know him well, but fortunately, I have not met any of the other current members yet, but I hope to.
Well, I know you do a lot of shows there at the Hollywood Hard Rock. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a new thing. So we just did our third show there. It's me and Patrick Kinnison, whose lead is guitar player. So it's been awesome. We do originals, we do covers. They're wanting to have us back, and then we just announced last night, or I haven't on social media yet, so this will be the first, that I'm actually playing my first ever solo show by myself at the Hard Rock on International Women's Day on a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, March 8th.
So cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I mean, acoustic is still pretty new to me, and I guess singing is too, but it's kind of, hey, I'll jump into anything. So,
the Maidens play there too as well, right?
I don't think so. Not at the Hard Rock. We're playing at the Whiskey, actually.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, we're playing there on Thursday, and I'm actually playing a couple of songs there for a jam night tomorrow.
So awesome. Do you get a lot of celebrities in the audience?
Oh, at the Whiskey, yeah. You never know who's going to show up in this jam thing that we do on Tuesdays. It's called Ultimate Jam Night, and they have a bunch of celebrity players come in and play every Tuesday. So it's a lot of fun.
So awesome. Now, you toured all over Europe, and tell us about those European tours and all your favorite places you like to tour.
Oh my gosh. I know it's been so long since we've got to go anywhere. We were going to Europe sometimes like twice a year. And we would be over there for about a month, and a lot of it was Germany, and we've done the UK, and I think we've done so many countries, Switzerland, Sweden, Poland. I just love it all. The people are so amazing, and we played to pretty big crowds over there, and they're so passionate, and just the whole experience of it's amazing. Germany is so beautiful. Everything over there, the architecture, the food. Oh, the food's so good. Everything is just so good. It's totally different, and we can't wait to be back.
So awesome. Go ahead, Doc G.
Yeah, you were also with a band called Heaven Below.
Yes.
I want to hear a little bit about that, because it was like a lot of like haunting and stuff like that. Was that like around Halloween time, or just
No, we pretty well. I have a song called Haunted because I do my own original stuff too. But now we kind of, I guess, we incorporate a lot of creepy stuff, creepy lyrics into things. Especially, man, I'm a big horror movie fan. If you saw,
okay,
yeah, I'm huge. Like if you see the rest of my place, it looks like Halloween year round. Like all the skulls and the skeletons. I've always been that way. I used to have the jet black hair, and I was all into Evanescence, the Amy Lee, just the jet black, the piercings. But yeah, I've been with Heaven Below. I guess I started filling in. I always start filling in, and then I end up in the band. So I think that was a couple. Well, gosh, I lose track of time now. Maybe 28. Yeah, it was probably 2018. I started playing with them, and yeah, the song I played guitar on one of the new albums, Rest in Pieces, which was a tribute to departed musicians that have passed away. And so we did a lot of covers. It was a cover album, but we are about to do a new album as soon as I finish recording my solo album. So
cool.
Lots of new music coming this year.
So I wanted to ask you too, are you more of a guitar shredder or just a guitar player? Because there's two different things, or you can be both. I mean,
right. I used to really enjoy the shredding. That's what I wanted to do. Like I loved it. And now I like for my album, like Heaven Below is very much, I'm playing all the leads. So it's very much more shred stuff. And I love that. Right. When I got into playing Maiden, Dave Murray's stuff is so different from my style, because I was all about the sweep picking and just the shredding. But Dave Murray's a very much bluesy player, and he's all about the legato and everything. So it kind of, since I was doing that so much, it didn't change my style of playing, but I feel like my shredding kind of got put on the back burner a bit, because I totally changed. And when I started doing my first EP, I because I'm singing on that too, I really started focusing more on the songwriting than trying to fill in all the notes. like, what really fits in this song? Because I didn't want to do instrumental. I love singing and I love lyrics, and I've always really connected with songs over lyrics and everything. So especially on this new album, I've really just kind of been writing for the song. So I would say I've gone more to just guitar player, and now hopefully singer as well, just as much. And yeah, I still love the shred stuff though. I do, but I've kind of gotten away from it. Just I'm more about what note will bring about that emotion more. Like, if you think of some of the most iconic solos, some of them are just a couple of notes. It's about how it makes you feel, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like as I've gotten older, I've kind of drifted away from the shredding. Yeah.
Well, one more question, Jimmy, before we what is your favorite guitar? My friend Connie Munson, she's a singer-songwriter, wants to know.
All right. Probably this one right here. It's my signature model.
It's nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
cool.
to say that was my dream guitar. I have this one. I mean, this one actually is too, but it's a custom paint job. And then that one's a one-off. So yeah, I mean, I have to be partial and say mine.
But what one is it? What is it?
It's a Schecter.
Schecter. Okay. All right.
Like, I should show you. This is my first one.
Nice guitar. Yeah.
Thank you. It's red. It's kind of, I wanted
Beautiful.
it to look, I mean, the fretboard, I've got the skull at the 12th.
Sweet.
Beautiful guitar.
The glow-in-the-dark inlays. So when they, turn the lights out on us on stage, I can see what I'm doing.
Oh, cool.
Starting songs in the dark, how they like to do sometimes. And then I have another one that's my second signature model that's it's kind of a purple burst, but it's basically the same guitar.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Dream come true to have that.
Yeah, Jimmy.
You also play bass too, right?
I played it on my album. I was a bass player for a couple of days. I guess I do have a bass. I'm going to have to break it out here pretty soon to put bass on the new album. But yeah, it's fun. I've never played it at a show, but as a guitar player, you kind of have to dumb it down. You're like, stop. They're like, stop playing so many notes. Dumb it down. You can tell you're a guitar player. So yeah, I can play it, but it's definitely not something I do often.
And you're also a vocalist too. You've got a very pretty voice and a great singing voice.
Thank you. That's a recent. I've always wanted to sing. I could always kill some karaoke with my family, my family parties. But I recently just broke out and decided, I'm going to give it a shot. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. If they do, wonderful. At least I know that I did it for me, and people are liking it. So, like I said, they're having me back for a solo acoustic show at this Hard Rock because. To sing and play. So I guess it's going pretty good.
That's great. I mean, it's right there on Hollywood Boulevard. I've been in there quite a few times. Yeah. What a beautiful place and a great place to play for sure.
Yes, it's so fun. I used to live just down the street, so it's
really
great to be. Yeah, I would walk there. It's fun, but a little crazy to live there. But it's good to be back up there. They take such good care of us there.
That's great. So you play a lot of places around Hollywood, I would imagine.
Yeah, it seems like I'm living there again this month. But yeah, we play the Whiskey mainly at the moment, and now the Hard Rock. I've played the Roxy, and they tore down our House of Blues that was there.
Yes,
unfortunately, that was so sad. It was such a cool place. We used to play there too.
Right there on the beautiful Sunset Strip. There gets crazy there on a Friday and Saturday nights. I know.
Yes, absolutely. I lived there for probably 4 or 5 years, and now I moved closer to the beach where it's more chill. Just it's a lot more chill and relaxing down here.
So cool. So you go out to Malibu a lot and enjoy the beach out there as well?
I used to. I actually live in Redondo Beach, so we're just like south of Los Angeles. We've got a really nice pier at Hermosa Beach in Redondo, and nice. Yeah, it's just so chill. It's a bunch of musicians live out here too, so very artsy. Surfer people, musicians.
So cool.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, do you have a favorite Iron Maiden album or song?
I think it would have to be Power Slave on both counts, favorite song and album. And it really can change depending on what songs we're playing. Like if we're playing a song to death on rotation, I'll probably go to another one for a favorite at the moment, but it's usually Power Slave.
Yeah, and they're coming out with their 40th anniversary, I believe, album, and it's going to be on cassette. Did you see that?
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, on cassette. That's interesting. I guess some people are still into that. Like that's one thing I haven't tried out yet. Like I've done vinyl and people still like to buy CDs. I still do. I still like to buy physical media.
Mm-hmm.
So like my DVD collection over there is crazy, but yeah. So it's good to
Yeah.
see people still enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know?
surprised to see that people still have a cassette recorder, right, Doc?
Yeah, that's true.
Me too. Like I still have to get a vinyl player. I don't own one yet, but yeah, record player, not vinyl player. Yeah, that's interesting.
So tell us about your solo career. Pretty much all the solo stuff that you do.
Yeah, I started with a EP, 2019. It's already been that long. October 2019. It was called Harmonies for the Haunted, and it was 5 songs.
Right.
And then I released like a vinyl, which came out with a couple of extra bonus songs. And yeah, people have liked it. So I decided, all right, full steam ahead with a full length album. And we just booked the drum studio in March. So officially, it's going to be starting up, I think March 25th, 26th. I have about 12 demos ready to go. Gonna have one cover song on it if all goes well. And yeah, it's I'm so excited. I was already hoping to have it out by now, but you know, schedules don't align and been trying to get these drums going for a while. So I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get it out. And eventually I would love to play some live shows as well.
Cool.
We'll see.
You wrote a lot of songs on the album, right? So you're a songwriter. Tell us about your songwriting process.
Yeah, I wrote everything. Like I did everything but the drums. I guess every song kind of was different. Some had lyrics that came first. Like a lot of the times when I'm sitting on the plane and I'll just come up with either a full song where I hear the riff and the lyrics, or sometimes I'll come up with the riff in my head first and then I have to put lyrics to it, which is to me is kind of harder. Like if I hear the lyrics and the melody in my head, it's easier for me to write the guitar around it. So I still have to finish up lyrics and vocal ideas for these new songs. All the guitars are done for everything, but there's a couple that I'm like, oh man, I'm stuck. Sometimes I'll just get stuck on a melody, and that's when I bring in Patrick. I'm like, God, can you help me with this? And the last album I had everything done. This one I'm wanting to bring in some people and maybe collaborate and everything. Like there's one song I really want to have a guest singer on, and I've got a few people in mind, but I haven't asked them yet. So once it gets recorded, hopefully I'll get this person that I'm thinking, but we'll see.
Okay. Doc, you're a songwriter as well.
Yeah, I am. You're a collaborator with a lot of different people as well with music. That when you reach out, you collaborate on the songs.
Yeah, over the pandemic, since we were all stuck at home, it felt like people were really trying to just make the most of it and make music. So over, when the shutdown happened, especially in Los Angeles, we really couldn't do anything. I played guitar on 2 songs for Kari Walgren, and she is a famous voiceover actress. She does the voice for so many things, and she also has a Slaughter tribute, all female, called Slaughter. And I had seen them playing before, and her voice is so great, and she's such a presence. And so she asked me to play guitar on 2 of her songs, and she doesn't just cover a song, she totally redoes it, makes it her own. Like sometimes you didn't even know it was a Slaughter song until it got to the chorus. It was like, oh wow. I mean, she would bring one song was a total, just a choir singing. I think it was Flight of the Angels. There was the one song that I played on, Mad About You. She totally made it kind of dark and Marilyn Manson-ish.
Oh wow. That's really cool.
Totally redone. And then the other song I played on was Perfect World. And I kind of did the guitar. It was totally out of the box for me, kind of doing not bluegrass, but it was just a total clean, very laid back feel. And I also played a solo on another awesome musician, Sarah Baldwin. I played guitar on one of her songs for her.
Oh, nice.
Stuff.
Real nice.
Yeah, so she brought in a lot of people. Kat Scarlett, who used to play for Femme Fatale as well, she was on it. So it was fun to just play with some friends. And yeah, I
Well,
like
you just mentioned the band Slaughter,
it.
and it was weird because one of my friends, Brian Eddy, he lives out in Vegas. He's a musician, artist, great artist, by the way. His brother was with Slaughter, and he was the one that was that died, Tim.
Oh gosh.
But his memory lives on through his brother. But
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to his house and I met him, and I saw he showed me the audio file of his brother, and how close they were, and what the songs they wrote together and stuff. A lot of Slaughter songs was from Brian as well.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of him in each one of them, and it's just so cool. But just as you mentioned Slaughter, I had to bring that up. That was just a great band.
Man, we just played with them at M3 at the M3 festival in Maryland, and yeah, they're so nice guys. Like, I think we played with them. It was right after that song came out, and of course, Kari keeps in touch with them and sends them everything and makes sure that they're cool with what she's doing. And so they were all, oh, we heard the song, and they were all just kind of floored, like, with what she does with it. So it was really cool. Like, Mark Slaughter plays a Kemper like I do, so he was showing me the tone, and they still sound great.
Right. And I have another question for you before Jimmy says, what are Nicki's early growing up influences? Another of any music influences that you have, because you said you sang karaoke with your parents, and I'm wondering what kind of songs you influenced me.
Let's see. I guess Nirvana was one that actually got me into guitar. I guess I would just sing along to anything really. Avenged Sevenfold was really what got me into guitar solos and everything. And then of course, like Maiden, just basically Pantera. Being from Texas, I love Pantera.
Everybody loves Pantera.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't love Pantera? Like I said, I love all the pop stuff. Of course, I grew up listening to Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. I love Christina Aguilera's voice. Evanescence had a huge. Oh, her voice is so great. Evanescence, Amy Lee had a big effect on my voice and my singing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are probably. I loved Shania Twain growing up. I'm not a big country fan at all. Most of my family is not, but I loved singing along to Shania Twain, Alanis Morissette. Just, I was going back and listening to Sheryl Crow the other day. Just anybody that's got a good voice, good hook, I'm down. But I mostly stick to rock and metal and everything. Papa Roach was a huge one for me growing up as well. Just their energy as a live band is almost unmatched to me. I would go from city to city, and I made friends. I had so many friends that I would meet at these shows, and most of them are still my best friends today through just going to concerts. I love their energy and their hooks, and they're catchy. And yeah, they're a huge one for me too.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? You don't even know somebody, but you have so much in common with the music that just brings you together.
Yeah, a couple of I made best friends with a couple from Houston, and they would go to their shows too. And to this day, when I go play shows in Houston, I go stay with them at their house, because I think it's been well over 10 years now, just meeting them at shows, and we've grown to be such good friends. Cool. So music, nothing brings people together like music. I really.
You're right about that.
Absolutely.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love all the music that you do on Facebook and on YouTube. Some great stuff. I even loved your Christmas classic of Run, Run, Rudolph. Love that.
Thank you.
You did such a great job with that, really.
Thank you. We kind of pulled that together last minute really fast. I was editing the video on the plane home for Christmas. I'm like, we have to get it up before Christmas. Maybe for nothing, but yeah, Patrick was kind of like, I don't know. It's like, let's just do it let's just try a Christmas song. Why not? It's always positive, and it brings happiness. So,
right. What band's Patrick in currently?
He still plays for Lita Ford and our band Heaven Below. He's the frontman guitar player of that. So and he used to be in Union Underground from back from I think the 90s or early 2000s. So right now, just Lita and Heaven Below. So the original stuff.
Cool. Tell us
Yeah.
about Ladies from the 80s. Tell us about that show and some of the
Yeah.
songs that you do.
Yeah, that's actually going to be tomorrow at the Whiskey for that Ultimate Jam Night.
Okay.
So we are going to be doing something from Lita Ford, and I'm going to be doing a Stevie Nicks. It's going to be Patrick and I doing like a duet. So we're going to be doing Stop Dragging My Heart Around, which we do acoustic at our shows. And we're going to do Close My Eyes Forever as well.
Oh, nice.
So, which we've been doing at our shows too. So that's going to be my first time singing at Ultimate Jam Night, as well as playing guitar. So it's all songs that are from women in the 80s. It's for, I guess it's International Women's Month in March. So yeah, so it's going to be a bunch of badass female musicians tomorrow night. So yeah, it's going to be good. It should be fun. I haven't been back there since everything shut down for the pandemic. So I haven't seen people in forever. So really looking forward to it.
Cool. I loved your latest Unplugged with Patrick, Divine Intervention.
Oh, thank you. That's my original. That's one of my originals. Yeah.
Cool.
That one's a fun one. We played it last night. It's kind of like pirate metal with the riff. It's a really fun one to play acoustic for sure.
Right. And you also have a beautiful cat, Lucy. Tell us about Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see the cat. Beautiful.
She's over there right now sleeping. As you can see, I have tape on my couch because she tries to continuously destroy it. She's a blast. She's my oldest. She's 7.5. And I also have another gray one. She's over there too. Her name is Luna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've got a little zoo here and I have a little dog, Rolo. So those are my three. They keep me busy enough. I have a zoo. Rolo's not here right now, or he'd be up here and barking, making me open the door for him to go in and out. So yeah, so I can actually talk with you guys right now.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Tell us about your Patron only club and the memberships. Tell us about how to become a member and what it involves.
Yeah, I was so hesitant about doing this. I think I actually started it in March of last year, but I had several people asking me to do it. I was like, well, I really don't know, but I finally got talked into doing it. And it's really cool because it's gotten to where it's a small, very small group, but everybody has made such good friends with everybody, especially because I have a Facebook group where everybody can talk. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, I'm going to be documenting everything for this new album through it. Like I've showed they've got to hear all of my demos. Like I've played them all my demos. They've got to hear, so it's kind of exclusive stuff to where I don't want to just put it online, but they kind of get to hear everything first. They get access to everything first. They get to see all the behind the scenes of everything. And yeah, it's just so awesome because there's a couple of members in the group that have made friends and they fly out to some of our shows, to some of the Maiden shows to hang with each other and go together to these shows. So it's they said music brings people together.
Absolutely.
And I've actually got to know these people really well through this group.
Right. And on your site too, you also have a lot of music and cool merchandise for sale, which is awesome.
Thank you. I know people, I have a couple of shirts up, but I think almost everything is sold out, but I'm holding out to bring in all new stuff for when this new album comes out. So yeah, I try to really keep busy and keep creative with new stuff.
Do you have any other interests besides music? I know you like to draw.
Yeah. I love, that was my first love, really. It's something that my family is very artistic. I have such an artistic, creative family, and I guess I got those genes. I've just loved just anything that I can look at or see, I can pretty much draw. I love drawing faces and skulls and creepy stuff, and so I don't get much time to anymore. But when I do get some free time, I love to draw.
So awesome! You also produce some great videos too, right? Chaos Consumes, and tell us about some of that. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that was actually my first single before my EP, and I'm actually gonna re-record that song for this full-length album, like, because I didn't really know what I was doing. That was kind of my test. That was putting my toes in the water. That was the first thing I ever did singing. And so, yeah, I think we just went out to the desert and filmed some stuff.
Wow.
And I think we just recorded the vocal takes like in my apartment. So, yeah, I dabbled in the filmmaking, but I think I had my friend edit that and everything. But I do actually edit all of our mine and Patrick's acoustic jams. I do film and edit all of that. And like I said, thankfully I have a new laptop, so it makes everything much easier.
That's so cool. So you enjoy doing videos. Pretty cool.
I do. I loved all the film stuff, especially, like I said, going to film school didn't really feel like I was going to school because it just seemed fun to me. I got to watch movies and dissect movies and learn how they did this and that. So anything creative, I love it.
So awesome. Doc, what else do you have for Nikki Stringfield?
Well, I wanted to ask you, wow, first a comment. My wife is, she went to film school and she became a children's book author. So she's got nothing to do with film school. But
yes.
it's funny how, we find the little niche for ourselves, right?
Yes.
And like you said, you dabble here, you dabble there, and then you say, wow, I really like this. And then I do it. What's the preparation like for a concert for you? What kind of routine do you go through?
Oh, I guess I just try to chill out, zone out for a bit. And, it depends on the kind of day we're having, I guess, because sometimes it can be crazy and hectic. And other times you can kind of chill before leading up to the show. So I really just try to do some stretches and clear my mind, warm up, go through the solos and just try to get up there and have a good show, get up there, try to kill it. And then, other times you have a lot of friends and family there. So, it totally depends on the situation, I guess, but definitely got to do the warm up, try to get in the right headspace and really get out there and have a good show.
Now for your vocals, did you take voice lessons or you just pretty much taught yourself?
No lessons for anything really. I wanted to take guitar lessons and they just never seemed to do anything. They would just be like, well, let's learn this song. I'm like, I can learn this song. I already know how to play. I just want to learn theory. I don't know theory, but no, I've never I wanted to take vocal lessons actually, and I still would like to. I would actually like to because I've got a very quiet voice, very soft, quiet voice. So I would love to be able to project more. But I think I've just been practicing a lot. That's right before I started talking to you guys. I'm practicing for my acoustic for this solo show. So it's just a lot of me sitting here singing, and the cats are like, this again. Constantly, this again. So
cool.
Yeah, just practice about this.
Any plans to head out to New York and New Jersey for any shows with the Maidens or any other group?
Yeah, actually, where are we in March? Where are we in? We have some stuff on the East Coast in March. I know it's Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
We're actually doing Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts in March. And then in May, we're doing a long tour, and we're going to be doing Rochester, New York. And Vineland, New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I know Vineland.
In Maryland, in New Hampshire. And then it looks like we go back more into the Midwest, lots of Ohio and Missouri and stuff.
So cool.
But, yeah.
So anything that you want to tell us about that you have coming up that you would like to mention?
Oh gosh, I think we've covered it. Lots of Maiden shows coming up, getting booked. You said my album, working hard on that. Hopefully, I'm going to try to be realistic here and say I'm hoping to have it out maybe August-ish, depending on how fast I can get things moving. Like,
nice.
Hoping to have recording and everything totally done by May before that Maiden's tour.
Right.
And then right after that, the Heaven Below album will start. We're actually going to do an album of our acoustic covers as well. We just need to finish up a couple more for that. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. Just lots of new music coming your way this year.
Cool. Some of the music you do comes from seems like dark places. Does that come from life experiences and past experiences in your life, or?
Well, I'm not really. I guess there's a couple of songs about bad breakups, and that was definitely one of them.
Okay.
But no, really, like I said, I just like creepy things. Like I think as chaos consumes, I was watching Walking Dead, and I just started writing that one. Haunted, my song Haunted was just kind of about a vampire thing. So some of the lyrics definitely do come from experiences, but majority of them, I know people are like, she's probably so messed up. I have a great family, wonderful life. No, I lean towards the creepy side of things. So yeah.
I know you do have some happy songs too, right?
I do. Straight through the heart. I wrote a happy
Mhm.
one. My dad was very happy. He's like, "Oh, you wrote something." Yes, I wrote something happy. There's a lot of upbeat ones on this new album too.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, I got to get some happy stuff in there too, because
So
I'm
awesome.
a very happy person. But always, I got to pull myself from the creepy.
Absolutely. So tell us how your fans could keep in touch with you and get all your great music and your great merchandise and get into your Patron only club.
Yeah. So my website is just Nikki-Stringfield.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much just the merch right now, but I'm revamping the website to where it's going to have everything. It's going to be all in one. It's going to have the videos, it's going to have the music, and kind of be like a community. So working on that. Hopefully I have that done within a month. I'm on Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I really don't use it much. I'm just not a Twitter person. It's at Nikki Shreds. I'm on Instagram at Nikki Stringfield. You can find me everywhere. And then Patreon, I'm just Nikki Stringfield. So you Google, I'm sure everything will be thrown at you. I'm on all the streaming websites like Spotify and all that. And yeah, I'm kind of everywhere. Just Nikki Stringfield.
So
awesome. Doc, what else do you have for Nikki?
Well, Nikki, before you go, we just want to ask if you can do a liner for the radio station and also for Jimmy, because this radio station plays, all this music and more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we try to promote independent artists like yourself and even people that are just starting out. Before you even say that, what kind of information can you give them before they start out?
For independent artists?
Start out.
Oh gosh, when you're first starting out, I would just say, you really just do it. You got to make sure you love it. Make sure you stick to what you love, because I've had several, labels come out to me and want me to do stuff that I didn't want to do, and they wanted to have their hands in it. And I said, nope, I'd rather release it all on my own and do exactly what I want to do. So just stay true to yourself, because in the end, you got to be happy doing it. And I would say I definitely learned that I had to grow a thick skin, a much thicker skin, because there will be people that try to bring you down.
Yes.
Definitely, to put it nicely, just do what you love, and you've just got to stick with it, and you just really got to stick with it and be positive and just keep trying, because eventually something will break through, I feel like.
Nice. So on the liner, all you have to say is who you are and whatever band you want to say you're from, probably from Iron Maidens, and just say you're listening to the Jimmy Diele Show on Hamilton Radio.
Okay, Jimmy Diele Show on Hamilton Radio. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Nikki Stringfield from the Iron Maidens and Heavy. And I already messed it up with my band name.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Okay.
Do it again. You're good.
Let me try that again. Hey guys, this is Nikki Stringfield from the Iron Maidens and Heaven Below, and you're listening to the Jimmy Diele Show on Hamilton Radio.
Perfect.
Thanks. Awesome job.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And send the music. Send me the new music too. All the artists ask me, go to YouTube. I don't have the time to go to YouTube and download everything. Just send me the music so I can play it.
I'll send you the songs that I have now, and then I'll definitely send you the new stuff as soon as it's done.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I'll give Jimmy my email so you can have it, and then you can just send it to me whenever you get a chance.
All right.
Absolutely.
Of course. I wouldn't make you go to YouTube.
Thank you, Nikki. We really appreciate having you. You were wonderful.
Yes, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it.
Have you back in the future sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I've had a blast talking to you.
Great.
Thank you
so
for
much. Being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye, Nikki.
Another good show, Jimmy. Connie's still asking some great questions, and George Finzio was here, and my cousin Rosemary. I haven't seen her in a long time. Tom Payton was here. Who'd you have on your side?
I had Cindy from Lake Ronkonkoma. She was out there. I know my mom was out there in Canarsie. A lot of people out there every week, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And coming up Monday, we have Audrey Landers of Dallas is going to be here, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah,
great guest, and a lot more guests on the way too. So we'll let you know about all those guests coming up in the coming weeks. So just stick with us right here on Hamilton Radio.
Yeah, as you listen to the shows, we're going to be announcing the show previous coming. We're not going to be announcing all the shows. We're just going to announce the one, right, Jimmy?
Exactly.
That's new thing.
That's our new thing. Yeah, because you never know. This is show business, and never know what happens.
All right, guys, have a great night, Jimmy. I'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you next Monday, right?
We'll see you Monday, Doc. Thanks so much, and thanks everybody for listening. I appreciate it. Have a great week.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.